Hi and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to change the power connector on an Akai sampler, and I'll show you now why I'm going to do that. So originally, back in the 80s and 90s, a lot of gear seemed to be shipped with this kind of power connector, which is called an IEC C9 connector, which looks like this. If you, I'll just focus in on it. Looks like that. Now, this is a 6 amp connector, and that's fine and everything, but these days these connectors aren't really very common. Now, on my sampler, someone had changed that connector to one like this, like a sort of radio lead style figure of 8 power connector. Now, I didn't like that too much. The figure of 8 connector is only a 3 amp connector, and I'm sure it would be enough for the sampler. I don't imagine it's drawing 3 amps, but the original connector is able to hold up to 6 amps. Now, either way, I'm going to be upgrading to this normal IEC style power connector, the one with the 3 prongs that looks like that. Okay. In the UK we call that a kettle lead. So we're basically going from this one to this one. Now, the dimensions of these connectors are nearly the same, and I found that basically it can be a straight swap, or in certain cases I have had to shave the edge off the 3-prong connector, just a hair, to fit into the hole left by the 2-pin connector. But let's see how it goes in my Akai sampler, and we'll see if I need to make any modifications or anything. Okay, so I'm going to start by removing the case. Let's see if I can maneuver the camera a bit so you can see inside the sampler and to where this connector actually is. But the power connector is there, and you can see how the previous owner has changed it to the figure of 8 style power connector. So I'm just going to whip that out and see what happens when I try and fit a 3-pin. I'll just brighten the camera a bit, but you can see the previous owner has installed a fairly nice figure 8 connector. This is a, as I say, this is a 3 amp connector, but the original would have been a 6 amp. I'm going to unsolder this now. Okay, that's this weird connector here removed, and we want to put this one in. Now, I can see that it is just a little bit too big. I just need to take, well, not even a millimetre off the top, and not even a millimetre off the sides either. So I'm going to get a file, I think, and do that now. Okay, so the 3-pin fits now. So I'm going to attach it. Now, when the previous owner fitted this figure 8 plug. They drilled out the holes, unfortunately, but that's no problem. I can just put bolts through it, and I've got some here that should fit. It's not going anywhere. So now I need to solder the live and neutral wires back. You can see that. So that new power connector is safely and nicely installed. Let's put the case back on. And there we are, a more modern power connector installed in the S700. You can repeat this process for your sampler or keyboard if it's got one of these old 2-pin power connectors, the IEC C9.